Okay, it's mid of June 2011. I like to introduce this one of my bonsai, the Wisteria Bonsai. It's right now in this training pot. I had this plant for over 7 or 8 years already. It was kind of, it had a rough time. I mean, it was not growing very well. I had no success getting it to flower. But I think this is it. This is the good summer. I'm gonna make sure I water it well, I fertilize it well, and hopefully for next year I can replant it in a nice bonsai pot and watch it flower. Here's a trunk structure. It has a nice trunk. There was actually a discarded plant in a nursery. They didn't want it. I bought it for a discount. As I said, I was having a hard time growing. You know, it took me a while to grow it back to health, and also it suffered quite a few accidents during my ownership, during my moving. You know, movers just broke some branches, so okay, it's mid-July 2011. The plant has come through a second growing period. You know, new shoots start to coming out, and something wonderful happened. It started to flower now. Again, this is mid-July, and the plant to start to flower for the very first time. I'm very excited. It's not much, but you know, this is the very first time after so long. So I think the plant must be doing very good. It's enjoying. I've been watering it more often. Just fertilize it. It's getting a lot more sun than before, so I think this all helped. And now that we have new leaves growing, I'm going to start to prune some of the older leaves away, just to clear, you know, some of the older leaves. They kind of look sick and probably not doing its job, so I'm just going to prune them away just to open it up a little bit. And this is the early winter for this wisteria in this pot. These leaves, it's not the plant is dying, it's just winter. They're losing their leaves. These are deciduous trees. So the only winter care you want to do is to make sure you remove all the dead leaves. I mean, in nature, these are good compost material. But for bonsai in a pot, this could, you know, create problems. It could hide all the pests, and all the bugs will start hiding inside. And this is not good, so we should remove this. Okay, this is a wisteria in early February 9, 2012. The trees start to waking up. I can see that the buds are swelling up. I think it's about to wake up. So this is the best time to do a repot. Now I'm going to just do a repot. I'm not going to do a lot of root pruning or branch reduction. Just a simple repot, because the plant has been in this pot for a while, probably 3 years. And a little bit root bound. As you can see, if I lift it, I can see some. So I'm just going to replenish the soil and do just a little bit of root pruning. Try not to disturb it too much, because it did very well this last year. It grew very well. It was very strong, and I think this year is going to give me some flowering. So I don't want to disturb it too much. I want to enjoy the flowering. I'm going to actually do a little bit of top pruning to this wisteria tree. If your purpose is to obtain flowers for this season, then try not to prune too much in early spring, because you can actually end up pruning the flower buds. Rather, you can prune after the flower. After the flower, you prune them down and then repot. You know, you could do that. But in this case, I'm doing a repot before it bloomed, before it started growing, just to give it more energy, just to give it some new soil. I'm not trying to do any styling or anything. So this branch, this is grew last year. It's very long, and the tip, you can see, start to have some activity. I'm gonna prune it. This is kind of grow like a vine, and it's not really up to my style. So I'm trying to train this tree, because Wisteria is kind of usually a weeping style. I'm trying to train it taller. It's kind of small, it's kind of short in my point of view. So I'm going to try to grow it vertically a little bit more. Okay, with the root ball out of the pot, just going to do some loosen up the soil. Just be gentle. I don't want to break too many roots. See, the bottom here is root bound. And I keep finding these peanuts when I remove these things. There's some kind of squirrel around in my neighborhood that just like to bury peanuts inside my bonsai pots. I really don't like that. So this mat underneath is actually denser than I thought, so unfortunately I'm going to have to do some cutting. So I'm going to do a little bit more root pruning than I thought. Just trying to loosen this root ball. It's just important to make sure that you remove the soils, the old soil from the middle of the root ball. You know, a lot of times in the middle it's very well compacted, so make sure you go to the middle. Okay, and then I rinse it off with water. Sometimes water can help you clean up some of the soils. I think this is it. This is as much root pruning I want to do. Now I'm going to repot it. Put in the same pot with new fresh soil. So with the new fresh soil, I kind of do like a little mound in the middle, so that when I put the tree down, the center of the root ball will get some root, and will get some soil, I'm sorry. Okay, next step will be to fill it in with soil. Since there's a lot of fine holes here, you want to make sure the soil are filled in there, not leave too many air pockets. So I'm going to use some kind of toothpick, I'm sorry, chopstick or something to push the soil in. Okay, now let's just wait a couple weeks and see how the plant respond and how they start growing, and then I'll be safe to publish this video. Hello, this is a month after I repotted the plant. First, I want to apologize. I was checking the video clips and I actually lost some video clips during the filming. So a lot of footage were lost, especially the ones where I added the soil to the plant. So just to make up for that, I just want to quickly tell you that I packed the soil, and my soil composition was 50% organic material, the regular soil, and 30% perlite, and 20% sand. That's what I used, and I packed it down. I watered it well. Now it's a month later. I purposely want to wait till a month because I did a lot of root pruning, more than I thought, and what I thought was not the perfect time to do that. So I wanted to wait a month later to make sure that the plant is doing well, and post the update. So here we go, a month later. This is mid-March. All the buds are opening. Wonderful. This plant is doing very good. And these are probably flower buds, so I'm very happy. This is it's gonna flower now. It's gonna give me a lot of flowers. So I'll post more updates when this plant is in full bloom, and show you how it looks. Thank you.